Hello, how's it going? So this is the display. This museum's not obsolete. It's currently getting built up, and just yesterday I built this right here, which is based on a lovely old Soviet era electroluminescent display. It's just a display that goes from 1 to 12, and I figured the coolest kind of thing that could possibly be made with this, because you know, you can make a clock, you can make a counter or something, or you can make it do absolutely random things. So that's what this thing is doing right now. It's absolutely awesome. It's got 6 monostable relay circuits on the back, which basically bounce between lights, and they light up and turn on, and then they sync up, go out of sync. And first off, before we start the edited down version of the Patreon live stream, by the way, you can watch Patreon live streams over on Patreon, and also if you want to come and see this, you can check it out. The museum's open tomorrow even, and for many Sundays to come, so the links to the tickets and information is below. Anyway, I'll build it in a sec from past Sam, but just have a listen to what it sounds like when it goes out of sync. It's really cool. So this one is on this display, and no, it isn't a picture frame, even though it's got a really nice, like, I guess that's some sort of Bakelite kind of stuff on the outside. Look how nice that is, but no, it's not a picture frame. It looks so much like a picture frame, doesn't it? Well, this is an electroluminescent display from the Soviet era. And if you kind of put your hand over it, you could sort of see it. So there are some really interesting versions of these. There's one that's like a 7-segment display that looks a little bit like alien font. It's really weird. And I got to be honest, I got this, I bidded on it and it was really cheap. And I was expecting it, because you can't really see any of what it is. I was expecting that to be this one. They're the same model, but the proof is in this one, the 0-97123. So the 0-97123 apparently means that this looks a little bit different to that. In fact, it's a little bit disappointing, I gotta be honest. I was like, oh no, I thought it was gonna be the cool thing. But you know, still, regardless, the technology's cool, and we're gonna be making a funky machine out of it today. And yeah, if we look closely at it, there's not much to look at. On the front, just looks like a picture frame, and on the back, it looks like the back of a picture frame with a few pins out. There's one pin there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it seems to miss all the other ones, and then counts further along up to 40, and then that's about it. So how do we power this thing? Well, we need AC current. It needs to be about 200 to 220 volts AC, pretty high kind of modulating AC. So what I've got is this. This is a step up. It takes 12 volt DC, and then it puts it out, and yeah, if I put it at one of the wires at V0 and one of the wires at V5, this one comes out at about 220 volts AC. Yeah, I haven't measured the frequency it runs at, but it works. So I'll just show you it working. 2, 5, 8, 3. So as you can see, and if I go down the bottom, it's the rest of them. 12, 9. So I went to Dave, Nervous Squirrel's house, a couple of weeks ago on a weekend. He has it every week. I went there last year as well to go and get the owl organ from his loft. Well, this time he had a few friends around and stuff, and there was a lot of nice people there. A lot of people who usually come to this weekend that he has. But then there was also a couple of cool people that weren't there before. For instance, there was Tim Hunkin, and it was amazing to meet and talk to Tim Hunkin. He dropped off something. I'll be doing a video about that soon. And also Mike's electric stuff. He already came to the museum, and then met him there, and he bought over a load of cool pieces of equipment, including the Sparkaphone, which is basically a bunch of plastic tubing over spark gaps, and these spark gaps make a boop and then the plastic tuning like makes them in tune to into a scale. Dave put a video up of the weekend, and there's bits of the Sparkerphone, and then there's bits of us jamming on the modular synth at the end of the video. And also we made a reverb chamber. We made a reverb chamber out of his well, his groundwater well thing. So we hung a microphone down, dangled my microphone down, and then we plopped a speaker on the top. There's videos on my TikTok about that, as well as on Dave's channel. Search up Nervous Squirrel and look at the one about the Sparkerphone at the end of that. The link will be below for that one. Anyway, when Mike's Electric Stuff, when Mike came around, he bought a bunch of cool things over, including the Sparkerphone, but he also bought a bunch of cool different displays that he had put together and messed around with, and this is one of them. This one is made from what Mike says was a concept derived from Big Clive, where Big Clive made a big panel of flashing LEDs, and all of these flashing LEDs, you can buy LEDs that just flash. They already have the flashing circuit inside the LED, and when they turn on they start flashing, but because of the tolerances they all go out of sync really quickly actually. And Mike found some really small ones, and that's what we have right here for a badge. So this is the badge. It's called Blinkety Blink, electricstuff.co.uk. So he put these in his pick and place machine and made these things, and he was kind enough to give us one. And if I turn it on, I'll show you what I mean. So look how quickly the tolerances, these are all exactly the same, but they're just, you know, the tolerances of the flash mean that they go out of time. Let's have a look. How cool is that? So it's really nice. I'll turn it off again and watch it go. It goes out of sync really quickly. One of them is really quick compared to the other ones. But then you start seeing patterns and stuff. You focus on a couple and you can just see it's doing its thing. It's really quite a neat little badge and stuff. And there's videos on Mike's Electric Stuff. I don't know whether he's done a video on this, but Big Clive has done a video on the idea. But also, yeah, there's information on Blinkety Blink, most likely on Mike's website. So the link will be below. I will have found it by then. So yeah, how cool is that? And this is what we're going to kind of get the influence from this idea that Mike and Big Clive and stuff have done, and sort of transfer it over to a few different projects. This is going to work to a much bigger kind of idea of this, but I want to try this as a proof of concept of an idea that I have that is sort of pretty much based on this idea for the museum, just for a good display. What I have here, making sure the power supply's off, I don't want to get buzzed. So what we've got here, this is a circuit board that I built last night, and what is here is 2 relays and a big capacitor, and on the back they're just wired together, and this is made to make a monostable circuit with relays. I know, I've gone relay crazy and whatever. So this right here is the magazine. I'm not exactly sure which magazine it is. It's April 1980. New Ideas, Radio Electronics. So this is from April 1980, Radio Electronics. This is AmericanHistory.com. So this is probably, you can find this, but this is the relay multivibrator, and this is a nice even relay multivibrator requiring 2 relays, so it ticks on and ticks off nice and evenly with a single relay. I ran out of time. I was going to get a few indicator modules from cars, but what are you going to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're all exactly the same. And what these are going to do are these are going to bounce between 2 of the numbers on this each, and the tolerances on these, it seems like there's a load of different factors at play. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly check that these actually work, because I'm pretty sure they do. I tested them yesterday, and then we're going to bolt them down. We're going to wire this all together. Okay, we got one working. Let's see if we can get 2. You can see that one's already a bit slower. Number 3. They're about the same speed. Number 4. Beautiful. Number 5. Yeah. And finally, number 6. Oh yeah, we've got all 6 working. So the plan is, these are all going to be wired into the 12 volts. And then this is going to be wired into the 12 volts. And then this relay section, one of the wires are going to connect directly to pin 1 on this, or pin 40, or pin 2, or pin 39. I think they're all wired around the whole grid. And then the other wire is going to wire to the central leg of one of these relays, and that's going to bounce between 2 different numbers. So at any one time there'll be 6 numbers on. Hopefully there's enough. I haven't checked any of the current consumption stuff, but we'll just go with the flow and see what happens. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to screw it all onto this bit of board, bit of MDF board, just a random chunk of it. I've painted it black. I've made these little 3D printed bits that are just screwed onto the end of this, so that is going to stand here, so it's going to be displayed at the front, and then people can hear the relays, see the relays, all that stuff. I'm just going to go in and just do this one first. Screw this on. It's cool, but all I'm thinking about is I want to hear more. But that's the next project. Like I said, there's another project about that. Interesting. Right, so what we need to do now is we need to get the power supply wired up. High voltage stuff. So let's give this a go. Well, there we go. So what I need to do, so there's 5, there's 2, middle leg, nothing, 3. I'm going to start at the bottom actually. So we've got 9 and 10. This is gonna be cool. It's weird how it starts in sync and then just, yeah, quite quickly falls out of sync. So, next wire. Yep, 7. So we're getting 7. I'm going with... Right, there was nothing on that one. There was 3 on that one, and there's 8 on that one, so I'll go for... Or do I go for 12, which I guess might be down here? Ooh, 12. 12 or 3? I'm going to go for 12, just because it's further away from 7. Ho-ho! So, here we go. It's all wired in. As you can see from this, you can get a nice shot of the back. It is quite the gamble of wires, but it looks quite nice in its chaos. It's all sort of a nice... dirty channel down the middle of nasty, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. From the back it looks quite nice with its wires, but it's all connected up to the business end, which is right here, and we shall have a look and listen to this. So yeah, that's pretty damn cool. Oh, and when you turn down the voltage, speeds up a bit. Oh, that's the cut-off point. Actually, I quite like it. This is at about 7 volts. So yeah, there we go, that's it built. It's now in the case. The light is off, it's a little bit dark in here, but you can see it, and it's a nice addition to all of the other different display types, and there will be more and more as time goes on. And like I said, if you want to see this, you can come and see it in person literally tomorrow or another Sunday and stuff. The link and information to that is all below. If you want to support these videos and these projects and stuff, because you know they're not particularly cheap and whatnot, but you know you don't have to. But it's check out over on Patreon. And by the way, I did this all on a live stream, a builder's live stream, which I do semi-regularly, maybe once every week or so-ish, over on the Patreon as well. So this is available to watch. So I was like live streaming and filming with the same camera. So that's how I documented this thing. So if you want to see that, it's available to watch still. And yeah, that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. And yeah, have a lovely time. Ooh.